This is part 2 of me watching all of One Piece. If you're new here, check out my previous video, part 1, where I review the East Blue saga. Now, I thoroughly enjoyed East Blue, even though it was a little bit slow at first. I do think it was a great first saga for One Piece. And this saga does an amazing job at also diving into the world of One Piece and further developing it too. And if you haven't already, go and check out my TikTok, go and give it a follow. I post a ton more anime content on there, so make sure you stay up with me on there. Now, this saga is a little bit more simple than East Blue. It's built up of 5 different arcs, that being the Reverse Mountain Arc, the Whiskey Peak Arc, Little Garden, Drum Island, and Alabasta. And a majority of these arcs are really short arcs. Almost every arc is under 15 episodes. Overall, I really like this saga, and I thought it was a great follow-up to East Blue. While East Blue focused on introducing us to the characters and the world, this Alabasta saga focuses more on growing the world and the characters that we already know. We get a lot more time with our crew, and it honestly made me like them so much more. While we don't get major backstory for any of our already established cast, we do spend, like I said, a lot more time with them, so that grows interest and gives us more attention on the cast that we already have in the show. We do, however, get the amazing introduction to Chopper, and man, this is easily, in my opinion, the best introduction of any character we've had so far. I'm not gonna lie, I needed a huge hug after watching the Drum Island saga. It was really intense. I will say I honestly love how Chopper feels within the group. I think his goofy moments with Usopp and Luffy are just really fun for me, and honestly are really good to split up the tension and the action between episodes and between scenes, so I like that a lot. I don't think Drum Island's all that interesting without Chopper. I think it's definitely the Chopper character and the backstory that really makes me like that arc within the saga so much. And we obviously get the huge overarching story with Alabasta and Vivi, which was pretty cool. And while I wasn't a huge fan of Vivi as a character, I do like what she brought to the table. And the kingdom of Alabasta just made the world feel so much bigger and so much more established. And not gonna lie, right now One Piece feels pretty massive in terms of its world building, so I'm really excited to see what it goes from even now. I will say I really did like the villain Crocodile a lot. I really thought he had this cool mobster vibe, which no villain really has had yet. And then Wapol, I think he had some interesting devil powers too. They all did really. I just think Crocodile stuck out a little bit more just because I thought he was a little bit more of a serious villain, and we haven't had something super serious just yet in One Piece, so that was pretty cool. I did like the Baroque Works storyline as well, just kind of the different characters that were introduced through that team and through the Baroque Works organization and whatnot. I thought was really cool. I can't lie though, I will say some of the episodes in the beginning of the Alabasta arc where they're kind of just wandering through the sand was a little slow for me, and honestly was a little hard to get into, if I'm honest. I do feel like they could have condensed a lot of that or sped a majority of those episodes up. Now with all that said, I don't know if I can fully say that I liked the Alabasta saga more than the East Blue saga. If you watched my East Blue saga review, you know I really liked it, and I thought it was an amazing introduction to the series. As far as Alabasta goes, I can say it's a great follow-up from East Blue, and I think genuinely and overall I did like it a tad bit more, but I think they're very close in terms of which one I enjoy. I'll also just kind of throw this in here. I was extremely disappointed with the Koza character. I don't know why, he just felt so just, why is he here? You know, he felt really unimportant and just insignificant to the whole story. When they first introduced him, they introduced him as kind of this almost love interest or this huge character that might be playing some bigger role in the Alabasta saga and arc and everything, and he kind of just doesn't do anything the whole time. I don't know if maybe he's going to come back later on in One Piece and maybe he does end up being a huge either influence in the world of Alabasta or love interest to Vivi maybe, but the whole time he was there, I was just, why is he here? Why is he here? He's not doing anything, he's not important, he's not contributing really much of anything, and the part that he does contribute, the rebel army, honestly does more damage than good things in this saga anyways. So I do like that Vivi doesn't join the Straw Hats though and stays in Alabasta to kind of better her community and her kingdom. I just think it was a really good character moment to show her not being selfish and that she'd rather take care of her people than go on this amazing adventure. My only other complaint is that Luffy does have a big absence in the Alabasta arc. For some reason he just kind of disappears and wanders around for a little bit. That wasn't great, but I will say it's not all bad because it did give us time to focus on the other characters, and so a good portion of the side characters got more time to shine. We got some Usopp moments, we got some Chopper moments, we got some Sanji moments obviously. So overall, even though Luffy is absent for a decent amount of the Alabasta arc, I don't think it's all bad. I think we were able to get some good character moments from other characters other than him, so I guess it wasn't bad. So I guess it's kind of worth it. So now you know my thoughts on the overall Alabasta saga. I think it's time we rank each and every arc like we always do. Easily the worst arc is the Reverse Mountain arc. It's literally just 2 episodes, and it's honestly more of like a transition arc than an actual arc than anything, so it doesn't offer too much significance really in the story. I'm not saying it's bad, I did enjoy those 2 episodes, it just doesn't really do much in terms of the story. The next arc would be the Whiskey Peak arc. This one's obviously a little bit longer than the Reverse Mountain arc. However, I'm pretty sure this is the arc that Zoro and Luffy have a like forced conflict or something. I really didn't like that. Still, when I think about it, I really didn't like it at all. However, while it's still longer than Reverse Mountain's 2 episodes, it's only 4 episodes, so it's still extremely short. We do get an introduction to a handful of characters here, so it wasn't bad and it wasn't something that I really hated, and still also doesn't offer much significance to the story. The next arc we're going to go to here is the Little Garden arc. The main reason why I like this arc so much is honestly honestly just the giants. They were super entertaining. I love when shows can introduce a new idea or a concept and it not seem wild or out of pocket or anything like that. In the world of One Piece, for some reason, giants make sense, so that was cool. And this idea of these two warriors who have been battling for years, who kind of depend on each other and almost rely on each other for just general existence, is really interesting, and I think was a great concept that they introduced here. Also, I thought Mr. 3 was pretty entertaining, and Usopp definitely had some great moments in this arc too, so we're not going to forget about that. There were some points when I was genuinely rooting for him, and at this point I didn't really like him that much in the show, but definitely started liking him a lot more after this part. Now the next arc, or the second place arc, I think might make some people a little upset, and I'm gonna go with the Alabasta arc. Obviously I've explained a little bit on why I like this arc so much. Crocodile, great villain. I thought he was really enjoyable to watch and also had some cool powers, but I will say it was a little bit similar to Arlong Park, where it had some really great emotional moments, but then also had some great action in between them with Vivi and stuff. So I will say I also think this arc was pretty breathable. It wasn't stocked full with story, but I do also think that's kind of a positive and a negative. It did give us time to breathe throughout each episode, but also wasn't super fast paced. I thought it managed the emotional part and the action pretty well. It had a great send off too with Vivi. Overall, it was a pretty clean arc and I did like it and had some great action. Now easily though, my favorite arc is Drum Island. Up till this point, I will say I feel like Arlong Park was our most emotional arc in the show, but Drum Island in my opinion took it to a whole nother level. For me, I loved the backstory and the world building within this arc. Obviously not as much world building as Alabasta has, but still a good amount here. And in all honesty, Chopper might be one of my favorite characters in the show right now. He has so many good qualities, and man, I just wish we would have got him sooner than how we got him here. I think the show would have been easily way more enjoyable if we would have got him way earlier on in East Blue or something like that. And while I'm sure every character to a certain extent has a pretty emotional backstory, Chopper's in my opinion just hit super hard, and it was really well done. And that's my rankings for all the arcs in the Alabasta saga. Go ahead and comment which arc was your favorite. I love hearing what your guys' opinions are and kind of having a conversation about One Piece. With that said, I really like this saga. I'm also thoroughly enjoying my ride through One Piece right now, so that's been really good too. And as of right now, One Piece is honestly living up to the hype. It's been really great and I only see it getting better. Obviously, I'm still early on in One Piece, so make sure you guys follow my TikTok there as I post all my reviews there in shorter form. So if you want to see more content there, that's going to be the best place. And subscribe to my YouTube here because you can expect more One Piece videos and more content in general on this page. If you've enjoyed my One Piece watch along reviews, make sure you check out my Dragon Ball review that I did before. It's similar in the style that I do here where I rank my sagas and whatever. And I'm going to be moving on to Dragon Ball Z soon, so that's going to be pretty hype, so make sure you want to stay up on that. And thanks for watching the video.